This didn't make any sense to her. How did a melody that she had locked down over the summer, last summer, suddenly appear on Jennifer Lopez's album? This was something that really bothered her.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the music industry's most shocking and complicated stories. Story that involves three of the biggest female artists of our time: Mariah Carey, Beyonce, and Jennifer Lopez. You might think you know what went down, but what if I told you there's a theory Mariah's career wasn't just derailed by bad luck or personal issues, but by a calculated effort from people who wanted her spot?
Have you heard Beyonce Drunk in Love?
I don't know that. I love Beyonce, but I have not.
Mariah just flew in from her own planet, I'm telling you. This is Mariah's.
From my own planet?
Yes.
I did.
Yes, absolutely.
And I don't.
Let's rewind to the 1990s. Mariah Carey was unstoppable. She wasn't just another pop star. She was writing her own songs, producing her own albums, and setting trends. She was Unica, mixed-race woman breaking boundaries in an industry that barely let women, especially women of color, control their own careers. Mariah was mysterious, glamorous, and she wasn't afraid to mix genres, giving us pop, R&B, and hip-hop infused hits before it was mainstream. She created the formula everyone else would try to copy later. And guess who was paying close attention? Beyonce herself. In countless early interviews, young Beyonce gushed about how Mariah inspired her. She talked about how Mariah's song, Vision of Love, made her fall in love with singing. She didn't name Whitney Houston or Aretha Franklin, as her top inspiration was always Mariah. There are old clips where Beyonce looks completely starstruck just being near Mariah, and it's clear Mariah was a hero to her. But then, something changed. Suddenly, Beyonce wasn't praising Mariah anymore.
Carey's voice comes from God. You can hear the gospel in her voice. Very nice to see her in the church. The whole message in the video was just Vision of Love was one of the first songs I heard when I was a kid, where I heard all of these riffs, and I was like, how does she do that? In this little short amount of times, the amount of notes she could squeeze in that one little bar, 2 bars, was fascinating to me. And that's kind of when I started trying it. And it's something that I love to do in my music, but she completely inspired.
People started noticing that Beyonce's attitude seemed to shift. Admiration turned into silence. Some believe Beyonce began to feel she had surpassed Mariah, aiming for an even bigger legacy, something like Michael Jackson's or Prince's, someone who reshaped not just music, but pop culture itself. And in that vision of greatness, maybe, there just wasn't room for Mariah. There are rumors that Beyonce and Jay-Z used their power in the industry to push Mariah aside. It's not that they directly stole her career, but they might have influenced people behind the scenes to focus on Beyonce instead. And in the music business, the right connections can make or break an artist, no matter how talented they are. But the Mariah-Beyonce tension is just one part of this story. The other name you need to know is Jennifer Lopez. In the early 2000s, J.Lo was everywhere: movies, music, red carpets. She was becoming a global superstar, even though she was never known for having a powerful voice like Mariah. So how did she climb to the top so fast? This is where things get messy. Around the time Mariah was filming her movie Glitter, she secured the rights to sample a 1978 song called Firecracker by Yellow Magic Orchestra for her track Loverboy. But before Mariah could release it, J.Lo's team dropped a song with the exact same sample. How did J.Lo get it first? Well, Mariah's then-husband Tommy Mottola was the head of Sony Music, Mariah's label. Their marriage was falling apart, and Mariah was trying to leave him and Sony. Tommy wasn't ready to let her go, and he used his power to sabotage her. He took the sample Mariah planned to use, gave it to J.Lo, and rushed J.Lo's song to radio before.
There are rivalries, but I don't think she has anything to do with me. I mean, my whole thing is singing, writing songs.
She's an actress.
Yeah, and I've been doing this, my whole life. Singing is first and foremost. It's a God-given talent that I'm grateful for. Her thing is.
Mariah's track dropped. Mariah later shared in her memoir the meaning of Mariah Carey. that she knew exactly what happened and who was behind it. While she didn't name J.Lo directly, it was obvious. And this shady move didn't just delay Mariah's project. It made glitter a laughingstock, damaging her reputation. Then there's the infamous moment that's still iconic today, when Mariah was asked about J.Lo and simply replied, "I don't know her." That one line summed up all the tension between them and became a pop culture legend. When Larry King asked Mariah on live TV if she had beef with J.Lo, Mariah coolly responded, "There's no competition if the other person can't sing." Ouch. Mariah didn't stop there. In another interview, when she heard J.Lo bragged about getting 8 hours of sleep a night, Mariah snapped, "If I had the luxury of not having to sing my own songs, darling, I'd do that too." It was a not-so-subtle accusation that J.Lo wasn't even recording her own vocals, and Mariah wasn't pulling that out of thin air. Rumors have swirled for years that J.Lo used other people's voices on her tracks. Take J.Lo's hit, "I'm Real," which dropped in 2001. According to Ashanti, she recorded that song first, vocals and all. But then J.Lo's team took the track, kept Ashanti's vocals in the mix, and released it as J.Lo's single.
How did that J.Lo record actually happen? You wrote the song for yourself, or you wrote it for J.Lo?
I wrote it for J.Lo.
That's why when you listen to "I'm Real," you can still hear Ashanti's voice in the background. Even crazier, that song was originally meant for Mariah. Irv Gotti, head of Murder Inc., revealed Tommy Mottola ordered him to pass the track to J.Lo to hurt Mariah's career. It's a wild example of how the industry plays favorites and uses artists like chess pieces. It didn't stop there. Ashanti also wrote "Ain't It Funny," another J.Lo smash. She created the lyrics, sang the demo, and added all the vocal flourishes. J.Lo's job? Just show up and sing what was already done. Ashanti almost lost "What's Love" too. J.Lo too. Fat Joe later revealed he was told the track was going to J.Lo instead of Ashanti. And J.Lo was fine with it, even though it wasn't hers to begin with. Ashanti eventually spoke out about this. In an interview with Metro UK, she said it hurt not getting credit for her work and explained how important it is for artists to be recognized. She admitted it was painful hearing her own voice used without acknowledgement. But over time, people realized the truth, and she felt grateful for the late recognition.